was last night for the Angels. Jorge Soler ripped a ball into the left field corner. Maybe a little intervention from the Angels in the outfield as Nolan Shotwell scored the winning run, and the Angels had their second walk-off win of 2025. Tonight, the Halos look for their first sweep of the year. Tonight at Angels Stadium, Game 3 of this series between the Halos and the Toronto Blue Jays. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Randazzo. And Gubi, it's been a fun couple of days here for the Angels, some much-needed wins.
Yeah, Wayne, reminiscent of that early start when they were 9-5, coming back in ball games. Never feel like you're out of it. Some big hits late, and that's why they were able to beat the Jays back-to-back games against some really good bullpen arms for Toronto.
Yeah, it was the Angels scoring late in both of these wins, a 6-run, 8th inning in the opener of this series on Tuesday.
And Logan O'Hoppe, he's been such a big hitter this entire season for the Halos. Got that go-ahead run going in. That's when you start feeling pretty good about it. But Yohan Moncada going, Hakuna Matata, with a 3-run shot. That was a blast to right field. He is getting locked in there. That was over 400 feet. The offense responded. And then last night, same thing. You got some good at-bats, putting the ball in play, going back up the middle, setting the stage of just swinging through the baseball, not trying to do too much, setting the stage for Soler to come through here with the bases loaded right down the line. Wayne, like you said, maybe there was some intervention with the Angels in the outfield back there, waving them home.
It all worked out for the Angels last night. That 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth. Then again, by that, the first team since at least 1920 that multiple bases-clearing walk-off doubles in a season. Well, they've only done that in a few weeks here. No big deal for the Angels to put that together. Well, these last couple of days have also featured Yohan Moncada at third base. His return has meant a lot to this team.
Yeah, Wayne, this is the defensive side right away. He's made some great plays, and he's swinging the bat exceptionally well, too. Already on the offensive side, having a huge impact. 2 games, 3 for 7 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. He had not hit a home run since 2023, but back-to-back games for him. That swing is getting back, a lot more confidence. You can see it in his smile on his face. He knows he's locked in, but really for me, it's the defense he's made at second base. His third base, he's been those reactions to be able to make those quick throws across the diamond, and a double play here, gets up to the bag, quickly makes that throw across. He's been that good, that quick with his hands so far this season.
That double play is one of the best plays we've seen defensively all season. It was very nicely done by Yohan Moncada, and he's back in there tonight at third base against Chris Bassett, the starting pitcher, the veteran on the mound for Toronto. It's Jose Soriano pitching for the Angels. This team, Gooby, looking to get 3 in a row against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I love that knuckle curve going in, especially the splitter for me tonight against a lot of left-handed bats for the Jays. They are a team that can swing the bats, but right now they're not confident in the batter's box. And with his stuff, he should be able to go through that pretty good.
Toronto's been the worst scoring team in baseball on the road this year, and the Angels hope to continue that here tonight in the finale of this series. Well, maybe the Angels in the outfield will return and bring their brooms this time. It's the Angels and the Blue Jays finishing up this series. Angels baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. By Morongo, hello, celebrating 20 years of good times. And by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. It's the Angels and the Blue Jays here tonight at the Big A, and the Halos looking for a sweep. The vibes are high. The City Connects are back on.
I love that. 7-4 over the last 2 seasons with the City Connect. 20-17 with those jerseys on.
Well, they're back on today. Strapping back in after the big come-from-behind victory last night. The Angels kind of flipping the script on what we have seen happen against them lately, where they've given up a lot of runs in the 8th and 9th innings and in the later innings of games. Well, on Tuesday, they scored 6 in the 8th inning, and last night 3 in the 9th inning to pull off a couple of victories and get the first 2 in this series.
Well, the starting pitching has been really, really good. It gives you an opportunity to come back late in the games, too. And Soriano has that arm where he can go out and continue this 3-game stretch against the Jays. Even though their offense down a little bit, they have a lot of potent bats in their lineup, so you need to pitch very well. And Soriano hopefully is that guy again tonight.
The starting pitching is probably the most consistent strength on this ball club. A 3.21 ERA for the starters over the last 9 games. And Soriano gave up no runs his last time out.
I mean, they're averaging almost 6 innings a start. You don't see that around baseball at all anymore. That's the best during this 9-game stretch for the team. my go-tos for Soriano to continue this dominance as far as the starting pitching is, you don't have to overthrow that sinker. To stay back on that well, use that movement on it. Yes, you could throw 97, 98, but you don't have to overthrow it. That means it creates that sink action. And use that splitter, I think, in my opinion, against these left-handed bats today. That is such a devastating pitch. A 50 whiff percentage on it so far with 6 strikeouts.
Share the lineup for the Blue Jays as they have Bo Bichette and Vlad Jr. at the top of their order. Santander has had some hits in this series, including a home run the other night. George Springer homer the other day, too. Dalton Varsho's back in center field today. Andres Jimenez is not in the lineup for the Blue Jays after injuring his quad yesterday. So they're a little short on their infield. Addison Barger is getting the start at third base. Clement is at second base. They said in a pinch, Guerrero can go back to third if need be. And Santander can play first base if they get in some trouble later.
Yeah, not many true infielders on their team right now with Jimenez, one of the best in the game at second base, being injured right now. The defense behind Soriano is you got to be ready as an infielder. And Tim Anderson definitely has been ready all season long. He's turned 10 double plays at second base, 1 defensive run save. He's been really, really good. We talk about how good Moncada is over at third base. Neto at short, Shonwell at first. That's a pretty solid defense for the Halos and Soriano with all his ground balls that he will get it. 64.5%. You got Ward, Paris, and Joe Adell back out in right field.
It is a beautiful night here in Southern California. No clouds. They're all gone now. We had some clouds earlier in the week. It was a rough time, but we've gotten past it.
Somehow, some way, Wayne, you were able to move the clouds out of the way. Just like parting the Red Sea for you. You just parted the clouds out. It's beautiful today.
Because the new Pope's on our side,
yes.
Bo Bichette is leading things off for the Blue Jays here against Jose Soriano. And with the first pitch, it's a ground ball base hit to center field. Right through the middle. It's exactly what we saw the Angels do in the 9th inning a couple of times last night.
And that was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And if he went inside out, that was just a good swing by Bichette. That was 102 off the bat. This one on the ground and got it through the hole. He will get some hard hit baseballs. That sinker down because he throws it that hard. You make good contact with it. You got a chance to be hit hard on the ground.
Well, hitting hard is what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. does best. He absolutely can rip the ball. He has 58 hard hit balls, 6th most in the American League. Although Bichette is actually 2nd on that list. He has more hard hits than even Guerrero does. Neither has homered much. They've hit a combined 5 home runs. The Blue Jays have hit the fewest home runs in the major leagues.
And he hits a lot of baseballs hard on the ground, so if he does it in infielder, it could result in 2 outs.
The ball's in 1 strike on Guerrero, and Soriano has had a lot of double plays turned behind him. A flip to left field here. Taylor Ward trots in and cannot get there. It's a base hit. And that ball was not hit hard by Guerrero, but he floated it in front of Taylor Ward, and the Blue Jays have 2 on, nobody out right out of the gate.
And knuckle curve, it was below the strike zone. That's how much coverage of the plate that Vlad Jr. has. It's a pretty good pitch. Right off the end of the bat. Finds that outfield grass in front of Taylor Ward in left field.
So that's Santander, who is the right fielder tonight for the Blue Jays, with 2 on and nobody out. He hits one on the rope to right field, a base hit. So Bichette will be held up at third here, and the Blue Jays station to station. 3 straight singles on a total of 4 pitches to get things started and load him up for Springer.
We've seen this for time to time, especially at home for Soriano. Is that tough first inning, a lot of base hits. And they're aggressive. 2 hits on the first pitch, seeing his second pitch for Vlad Jr. to get a base hit.
And an early visit from Barry Enright. I mean, to that degree from Soriano in home games so far this year. He has a 6.14 ERA compared to 2.47 on the road. Why do you think that would be?
We talked about that. I've been thinking about that. A lot of times when you have, you warm up at home. Usually you warm up, you come to the dugout, and you go back out there. But he did have some time in between his last pitch he threw in the bullpen and sitting in the dugout. So it's not as, short a time back out there. So for whatever reason, it's been that adjustment, that first inning, especially for him, from the bullpen to the game mound here at the Big A.
Does he leave the bullpen too early, maybe?
Yeah, it feels like he maybe sneak in a few more pitches there before you get out to the dugout to go on the game mound.
So George Springer is at the plate here with the bases loaded and nobody out. 3 straight singles from Bichette, Guerrero, and Santander. And it's an early pickle for Soriano, and a first pitch breaking ball misses Springer, who's hit the most home runs of anyone active in the majors against the Angels. 29 career home runs for Springer against the Halos.
One guy that usually swings at the first pitch didn't swing at the first pitch.
Soriano has thrown just 6 pitches here, now facing his 4th hitter. He has 1 ball, 1 strike on Springer.
I mentioned all those double plays, 11 of them turned behind him, so avoid damage with a ground ball double play at an infielder. A guy that will hit him with a double play if he can hit the ball on the ground, but he's got a lot of power though.
Check swing foul from Springer. Well, the Angels have turned a lot of double plays. Generally, they lead the major leagues. They have turned 37 double plays so far this year. That's 2 more than anyone else. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Springer with the bases full. Swing and a miss.
It's a nasty slider. That's the pitch I like him throwing now more so. And you know the scouting reports are he throws his knuckle curve a lot, even the right-handed batters. This slider had some good depth to it. You see how much that spin they got on that one, get a strikeout. Real solid sequence against a very good hitter in George Springer.
Now 1 out, and it's Dalton Varsho. Buried that first pitch curveball. Good block by Ohapi. Varsho has not hit into a double play yet this year. He's only played 6 games though. He's on the injured list for most of the first month.
Yeah, he's a pretty fast runner too. And usually he hits the ball in the air, but you can't get a punch out against him.
Soriano just got one against George Springer with the bases loaded. And falls behind Varsho. 2 balls and no strikes.
Now Varsho, you got to be thinking that he's sitting on a sinker. That being said, if he can get him just towards the end of the bat, get him to roll it over one of the infielders, you might have that shot at a double play.
Late on that fastball. It's 98 from Soriano. Certainly a big heater that Varsho was very late on.
Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The tunneling, that's what makes his knuckle curve and his sinker so special. Usually you think of a 4-seam guy with a curveball, because that arm angle, same arm slide, the tunneling ability of Soriano gets a lot of swings at those pitches out of the zone, those secondary pitches.
2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. There was one of those secondary pitches, the knuckle curve.
Now you made a perfect pitch there. You don't have to muscle up on that pitch if you go back to it.
Varsho has more power than you might think. 18 homers last year. He's hit as many as 27 in a season. 2 balls, 2 strikes with the bases loaded. Check swing. That's strike 3.
Yes, he did. Got the bite. And the most important thing now for a pitcher is this get back to refocusing it. That was a nasty knuckle curve. You can see where that knuckle was on the baseball and snapped it. Is you got to refocus, and he definitely went after that one. You're not through this inning yet. The most difficult one is that 3rd out when you get 2 quick punch outs like you did.
That's a guy much more likely to put the ball in play. Alejandro Kirk with 2 outs now. He chases that first pitch breaking ball out of the zone.
I still believe you got to be ready if you're Sean Well or Tim Anderson on that right side of the infield with Kirk. And Joe Adell, who's playing extremely deep out in right field.
Harris shaded over toward right center. No balls and a strike on Kirk. Swing and a foul. Now Soriano has him 0-2. So after 3 straight singles started the inning, Soriano has posted back-to-back strikeouts. He's looking to work through this first inning jam unscathed. Kirk is generally a contact hitter. He's only struck out 14 times this year, playing in his 29th game. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Harry Houdini called. He wants his act back.
What did Barry Enright say to him? Hey, by the way, you're good. Just punch out the sides.
After the 3 singles, 3 strikeouts, and Soriano leaves him loaded. Zach Neto again leading off. Shotwell and Ward with Soler, last night's hero in the cleanup spot. Mohapi's 5th. Moncada has been hot since coming off the IL, hitting 6th. Harris back in center field. Adell and Anderson at the bottom of the order. And Luis Rengifo not in the lineup. We'll get to that. There was another bit of news before the game. The Angels have switched base coaches. Eric Young Sr.'s at first base, Bo Porter's at third. And for the reason why, here's Eric.
Just a little bit of a coaching adjustment. Wash announced it before the game today. Basically, the reason why is that EY is one of the best base running guys in the game, so they felt like they weren't fully utilizing his skill set, having him at third base. So they just want to help these kids understand what good base running is, but it's something that Wash and general manager Perry Manassian had been discussing for a little bit, so today they make the change. Just didn't feel like they were using his expertise. Bo's a great decision maker, so hopefully this gets things straightened out, not because of anything that happened, just something that they had been thinking about for quite some time.
Now, what I want to know is, did you give that dry cleaning bill to Zach Neto after he chased you down with the Gatorade last night?
Posted it in his locker.
There's Neto swinging and missing.
That was pretty funny. The flash, she got out of the way the first time, Erica. You got out of the way. And Zach, the Zach attack. Got it done.
He was just making sure that she felt some of that Gatorade bath last night. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Zach Neto, facing Chris Bassett, a veteran who has been around and largely pitched pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't overpower you at velocity. He throws a number of different pitches. He'll throw a sinker, 4-seamer, he'll throw a cutter, curveball, split, slider, sweeper, and changeup.
Neto has had 5 straight games reaching base to start him off in the first inning. It's the longest streak by an Angel in 8 years. Trying to keep that going against the veteran Bassett. And that missed the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that's his cutter. That's been a pretty effective pitch for him so far this season. It's a 188 batting average with 14 punch outs with his cutter.
Now, what do you make of the base coaches flip-flopping?
You know, I think because the way the Angels are going right now, you're thinking extra bases and be able to read that. And I think EY Senior is really good as far as taking the, seeing the reading the outfielders and going to take that extra base.
There's a big slow breaking ball from Bassett to get his first strikeout tonight.
And my go-to to have success against Bassett, he's throwing the ball well in his career versus the Angels, is you got to lift that splitter in the zone. 533 with a couple home runs versus a splitter. And you got to hit that cutter to the opposite field. Mention those numbers. You can't try to pull that. You got to stay on that. So if you do that, you go to the opposite field, you can hit some home runs against that cutter. He's given up a few this season, 3 of them on his cutter.
Trouble the last few years getting left-handers out. Lefties this year are batting .282 against him. Right-handers only .222. He's throwing a splitter now that acts as a changeup. Kind of throws a lot of pitches, 5, 6 different pitches from Bassett that you might see. But the lefties have gotten them. Not too many in the Angel lineup tonight. Really just Shonowell and Moncada as a switch hitter. You'd expect Luis Renifo in there, but Ron Washington felt like Renifo needed a mental day off after getting pulled out of the game yesterday.
When you look and think of Chris Bassett, almost not quite as many pitches as Seth Lugo, who has maybe 8, 9, 10 pitches he'll throw. Bassett will throw quite a few of them himself.
Lugo told me once he had 19.
It feels like it did when you watch his game. He changes speeds on all of his pitches, so it's almost 2 pitches you throw each one.
2 balls and a strike. Nolan Shonowell, who also had a hand in that rally in the 9th inning yesterday. And he punched a single to center field just like Neto did against Jeff Hoffman. That one's punched to right center field. A base hit for Shonowell. Up the gap it goes. Varsho cuts it off, but Shonowell is already at second base, a 1-out double.
Yeah, he jumped on that, but very similar. You mentioned that, Wayne, about the hit he had in the 9th. That ball was hit hard. 101, seeing a little bit more as far as exit velo for Shonowell this season, picking up his 6th double. 9 extra base hits. Taylor Ward again, another opportunity with a man in scoring position right away early. Nice job of bringing those hands up on that pitch right there. It's that sinker lefty had a good swing, sees the ball out of Bassett's hand well.
Pickoff attempt at second base as Shonowell and the ball go underneath him, but Ernie Clement, the second baseman, was able to grab it, and Shonowell held put at first base. You know, he's the first base runner now with Eric Young at first base and Bo Porter at third base. It may feel a little disoriented.
Yes.
Taylor Ward is at the plate here. Bassett delivers a strike. Ward struck out in the 9th inning yesterday. There were so many moments in yesterday's game that it just felt like the Angels were feeling gut punch after gut punch. They had so many chances with men in scoring position. There was the play with Renifo. Reed Detmers had another struggle on the mound. There's a fly ball hit to left from Ward. It's pretty deep. Lukes is back. He's still going. He's at the wall. It's gone. Taylor Ward drives out a two-run homer, and the Angels have the early lead.
Boy, that was a sweeper, and he went down and lifted that one up. 38-degree launch angle and 101 off the bat. That generally means that baseball's got a chance of going pretty good distance. Taylor Ward, his 8th home run, 14th RBI. It's got to make him feel good. Jumps on a breaking ball. That was actually somewhat down in the strike zone, but he lifted that one out. Early lead. The Jays failed to score. Bases loaded, no outs in the first. The Angels respond back. We say that so often. If you miss an opportunity as an offense, generally that momentum goes quickly the other way.
Home run number 8 for Taylor Ward, and the Angels a 2-0 lead. And it's last night's hero, Soler, looking at strike one. But it's such a funny game because there were so many reasons why the Angels shouldn't have won yesterday, and yet there they were at the end of the game, jumping on top of each other.
Yep. That's like Ron watched. That's the beauty of baseball, really.
Yep.
More than any other sport, really, because anything could change the momentum of the game. It could be a swing, it could be a defensive play, it could be a pitch, anything. It could be a call, non-call, anything.
The ball's and 2 strikes on Soler here. It was his 2nd career walk-off hit. He had a walk-off homer a couple of years ago when he was with Miami.
Still amazing, though. The Angels already this season have twice now walked it off on a bases-clearing double when you're down by 2. It's incredible.
Well, no team has done that since at least 1920. There's a little slow bouncer, tough play for Barger at third. He gets it across, and it's dropped. Guerrero dropped the ball. Soler would have been out, but Guerrero couldn't hold it.
Barger was working a lot this afternoon on ground balls. He even had Don Mattingly out there with him at first base and even second base. Nice job of quick on the transfer. And Vlad just missed that ball. Surprising. Tried to stretch out.
So an error is given to Guerrero for dropping the ball at first base. And don't worry, Barger still gets his assist.
Yeah.
Strike one to Logan O'Hoppe, as O'Hoppe has been off to a very good start this year with the bat. 869 OPS and 9 home runs.
Wayne, I know you know all the answers. How did you get an assist on that one?
The third baseman did his job.
Yeah.
And the first baseman dropped the ball. Not his fault. Still get the assist.
Okay. It'd be pretty good to get that in hockey. If you just get a good pass over there and you miss the shot, you still get an assist. It should have been a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the NBA, if the guy misses an easy layup, but the other guy still gets the assist.
Yes,
absolutely.
Well, you should. It was a perfect pass either way. Again, it's the beauty of baseball.
1 ball, 1 strike on O'Hoppe. Long first inning piling up for Bassett. Already 18 pitches and only 1 out. A foul tip for strike 3.
Well, you see that little sweeper just spinning down, but it's in the middle and down, and he just lifted that one up. 38-degree launch angle. Talk about lifting a baseball. He's got his foot down, and he's able to smash that ball with that lift. Early lead here for the Halos.
Here's Yohan Moncada as he takes a strike from Bassett. Moncada has had a terrific series since coming off the IL a couple of days ago. He's homered in each game, and his defense at third base has been sparkling. Last night, that double play was
unreal.
Incredibly good play.
Yeah, Ward twice now in the series hit a 2-run home run in the first inning. Game 1, and now game 3.
Taylor felt like that home run the other night was a big moment for him, although he didn't capitalize on his chances yesterday. Well, he's bounced back quickly, however, today, and hit that 2-run homer right out of the gate against Bassett in this one. It's 0-2 on Moncada. And now it's 0-3 as Bassett strikes out 3 in the inning, but the Angels scored 2 runs, and it's Taylor Ward who does the damage.
Able to get a swing and miss on a slider, knuckle, curve, nasty, and to finish off a guy that doesn't strike out a whole lot. Kirk with a slider. So that's why you're seeing these guys being aggressive. They don't want to deal with those secondary pitches of Soriano. They might be swinging early often tonight.
Addison Barger leads off and takes a strike on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. It was a quick adjustment made by Soriano in that first inning, and it came right after Barry Enright went to the mound. Had to believe he was encouraged at that point to use that breaking.
Yeah, I mean, trust in it, because he can throw it for strikes, but he also can expand the strike zone with those pitches.
You know, it's a game of adjustments, and we see it happen from at bat to at bat, or pitch to pitch even. Jose Soriano made his in the first and turned a bases loaded, nobody out rally into a scoreless inning.
And all that momentum went to the Angels side, and Taylor Ward, 2-run home run.
Taylor Ward making some adjustments with his swing, and
looks like he's a field goal kicker, going down measuring the steps before he kicks a field goal.
Whatever he's got to do to get ready to catch one out there. 2-2 now on Barger, playing third base tonight. Blue Jays have former Angel Michael Stefanik on his way to California in case they need to add him to the roster, with Andres Jimenez battling a quad injury. Blue Jays head to Seattle after the game today. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 4 straight strikeouts.
And that was a nasty sinker. That's the pitch where, we even talked about that on the pregame show. He doesn't have to overthrow his sinker. Look at that movement he gets on it. Sometimes when he throws it harder, it looks good at 97, 98, but it flattens out.
In other words, you don't need to show off for the radar.
No.
To be effective.
No radar love on that one.
Here's Ernie Clement. He already did your Hyundai key.
Not yet. Almost.
Clement playing second base with Jimenez out. Blue Jays don't have a ton of pop right now at the bottom of the order. You see the big names at the top of the order. They're being asked to carry the offense as they would anyway, but at the bottom of the order it gets a little bit drier for John Schneider. Clement lines it over the head of Neto. That's a base hit.
See that's a sinker that stayed up in the zone, and every one of those sinkers so far have been slightly elevated, been hit pretty hard. And again, 105 off the bat. He's generating a lot of that power, but that sinker is a little harder at 97 miles an hour, and it stayed upstairs. And he's providing the powers. You just get that barrel to it, there's going to be some success.
Brings Nathan Lukes to the plate. See Soriano with that sinker getting hit harder and more often this year.
Whiff percentage down, but again, I believe you don't want to overthrow it. That one he had to punch out with against Harger was a perfect one, 94. But that 97-mile-an-hour sinker it flattened out, was in the middle of the plate.
Gives Lukes a chance here. 30-year-old outfielder, getting just a little bit of big league time the last couple of seasons. Here's one for Taylor Ward. See, he didn't have to count the steps. It was right to him.
So he knew exactly what amount of steps to take to be able to rate in that position.
2 outs for Soriano here in the second inning. It'll be back to the top of the order in Bichette.
They have a spot, Wayne, in the outfield. Each one of the outfielders, whether you're left field, center field, right field, where they go normally, and then they make that adjustment on the card, how many steps go right, left, or going forward or going back. So you have that starting point, and then you go from there.
It's Clement at first base with 2 outs and Bichette at the plate. Chopper to third. That's a foul ball. Bichette with only 1 home run. It came just the other day. He's hit 11 doubles this year, which is 4th most in the American League, and he has 43 hits already, actually 44 now after his base hit earlier. So it's mostly working for Bichette, except the power has not quite been the same in terms of hitting the ball over the fence. That will come, although it's a big year for Bichette. He's a free agent after this season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guerrero has gotten the big contract from Toronto. We'll see what's in the future for Bichette, who's still pretty young.
Yeah, you remember you heard his name quite a bit there, the trade deadline last season.
You'll hear it even more this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 balls and a strike now. He's a good defender at shortstop, and clearly he still can swing the bat very well. He'll be someone that is in high demand, both in terms of the trade deadline and free agency, assuming the Blue Jays don't lock him up like they did Guerrero.
It all really depends on how well the Jays play this year, I think, when it comes to Bichette. He's a really good player.
Fly ball off the end of the bat, shallow right. Joe Adell trotting in, although it's Anderson waving for it, and the second baseman makes the catch.
Quite some time, his 6th of the season. What a swing for Paris. What a game last night for Kyron Paris. Hyundai key for the game today. Got to go Drake, the Drake. Wants and needs. Wants some good pitching and needs some offense. And so far, so good for the Halos. You want some needs, don't you? All the time, don't you, Wayne?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Kyron Paris leading off here in the bottom of the second, fouls one off.
I know you love the Drake, don't you?
Oh, hate the Drake. Kyron Paris put one great swing on that ball. We had a couple of different other good at bats yesterday besides that home run. He really had a nice game. Bassett with that slow curveball, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, it drops it in anywhere 69 to 71. So tough to stay back. Johnny Washington saying you just got to stay back. If you stay back, you can do some serious contact to that.
Johnny Washington has to be happy with what he's seen the last couple of days in this offense. Paris had a big cut there. Slowest curveballs that you see across Major League Baseball. And here they are, very slowly coming in. That was real time, I think.
Yes.
Bassett's on that list. Patrick Corbin on Corbin. He's been very good for Texas.
Tyler Anderson made the board too.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Should be on every board the way he's pitching so far this year.
Well, both Bassett and Tyler Anderson are also on the board for average exit velocity allowed. Anderson's 3rd in the American League right now, and Bassett's 4th. Both around 86 miles an hour of average exit velo.
Both call their own pitches, as you can tell.
That one is called on the outside corner. Might have been just a little off the edge, but good enough for Tom Hanahan, the home plate umpire.
It's one of those shadow edges pitches. It's a little bit off the plate. Kirk did a nice job of bringing that one back, but it's definitely off the plate. We didn't say that at all last night. It felt like Moscoso was so good. Now at third base tonight, he was outstanding behind the plate.
1 out with Joe Adell batting here, the right fielder. Adell kind of caught in between right now, taking pitches that are strikes and swinging at pitches that aren't. He wants to be more aggressive early in counts, but he was too aggressive last night late in the game and struck out in an at bat where the ball never touched the strike zone.
He's got some numbers against Bassett. 3 for 7. 73-mile-an-hour curveball there.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bassett was drafted back in 2011. He was drafted by the White Sox. He was traded to the A's along with Marcus Semien in a deal that brought Jeff Samardzija back to Chicago. That ball is rocketed. Joe Adell.
Oh.
That ball is absolutely mashed for a home run. Unreal.
That was a slow curveball, and he got it at the apex of that break, and he crushed that ball. 35-degree launch angle at 110 off the bat.
That was put on a platter for Adell.
And sometimes when you hit a ball that far, you have to, as a pitcher, you have to take a look at that one. Wow, what a shot. So 2 home runs for the Halos tonight, giving now 51 on the season. By the way, Adell said hello.
Tim Anderson grounds 1 to third. Well, good thing they elected a new pope, or someone might have thought it was already, it would have happened just then with the smoke off of this baseball.
Yes. Little hanger. Oh, wow. You're talking about lifting that one up with some serious bat speed. And you might as well admire that one. Said it only went 402.
Oh, he hit it too high.
Yeah.
110 off the bat. Just an absolute blast.
We got to get how high that was, the apex of how high that was on our StatCast. We're going to get that at some point.
I want to see that view from the California Spectacular. 3-0 Angels here in the second. Couple of homers allowed by Bassett.
That's a smile on his face. Go, yeah, I think I got that one.
The Blue Jays have given up 30 more home runs than they have hit so far this year. They have allowed 55, and they have only hit 25.
And when you look at their lineup, that's a shocking number as far as the home runs they've hit. But hopefully they'll get that going when they leave town.
They'll be in Seattle this weekend. The Orioles are the only team in the majors that have allowed more home runs than the Blue Jays have. Baltimore's allowed 56, and they'll be here tomorrow. Neto slaps one up the middle and has another hit.
That hit streak continues. Another base hit up the middle. That's what you like seeing from Zach Neto.
It is a 13-game hitting streak for Zach Neto, and he's approaching the list of the longest ever by an Angels shortstop.
7 stolen bases so far this season, caught once.
The record belongs to David Eckstein, who had an 18-game hitting streak at one point. Eric Ibar had a 17-game hitting streak during his time with the Angels.
Underrated player in Angels history, by the way. And Neto was going before the pitch was delivered, stumbled a little bit.
Underrated and underappreciated Eric Ibar.
Yes.
You see it in 2014.
Great defender, just a tough hitter too, and could run.
A lot of good seasons. Played just about every day. Smacked past Guerrero, base hit for Shonowell. He's hit the ball hard twice. Neto will make his way to third base. The Angels trying to keep it rolling with 2 outs here in the second.
You mentioned lefties having some pretty good swings, Wayne, against Bassett. That's a couple good swings for Shonowell against him so far. True lefty. Pete Walker going to come out and talk to Bassett right now.
The guy who typically keeps the exit velo down, he hasn't today. All 5 of these hits have been well struck by the Angels. Taylor Ward will have another chance. He homered his last time, and he'll be driven up by Hyundai.
A blind spot that's never out of sight. How it should be.
2-run home run for Taylor Ward in the first inning of this one. Angels with another homer in this inning from Joe Adell, so it's 3-0.
Ward hit a slow breaking ball out himself, just like Adell did. So does he try to sneak a fastball upstairs against him first pitch, or does he go back to that slow breaking ball again?
Chopper to short is Bichette with the bobble, and that will make a run score. Neto comes in, an error by Bichette. 4-0 Angels.
See that too often with Bichette at shortstop. He had a lot more time than he thought, I think, on that ground ball too. Got to keep capitalizing, keep scoring here.
For Bichette, his 5th error this year. He leads the Blue Jays in that category. The Angels have scored twice now in each of the first 2 innings. Soler was trying to.
He was trying to make it 3 more runs.
Looking for a crusher right there.
Just inside on him enough. That is 91.
Ball 1 strike. Well, the softest hit out of the 5 hits for the Angels was Shonowell's hit in this inning, 99 miles an hour.
I believe Neto's was 105 too. 110 for Adell.
Ward's homer was 101. And the first Shonowell hit was 101. It's a bouncer, another one for Bichette. This time he makes the play and ends the inning. But 2 more runs. Adell homered. It's an unearned run. The Angels are cooking early, trying to sweep the Blue Jays. They lead 4-0 after 2. The Angels have the lead as we show our Old Spice fresh stats. This is Vladimir Guerrero since the All-Star break last year.
And 30 doubles, on base percentage, 421.
He's got a real future in this.
Yeah, I think so. Thing is, he's not as aggressive as his dad was swinging the bat. You couldn't even throw a pitch without his dad swinging at it. And he would hit baseballs that hit the dirt. He hit one over his head. He didn't care where it was thrown.
Vlad Jr. and early in his career, he cannot be like that. Soriano has that one go off his glove. Anderson was unable to clean it up from there. That's a good example from the Angels pitcher. That he's got to be better aware of the other infielders, because he should have just let Anderson make that play.
Yeah, I always say this, even teaching at the high school level. This is your home on the mound. You know exactly what it is. Take a look back where your infielders are set up. You have a good idea when to let the baseball go and when not to do so. Although it's a little easier on the glove side to make that play, but you got to clear your mind, because they're the ones that have that residual effect on you as a pitcher, because you know you should have an out. Instead, now you have a base runner with Santander at the plate.
He had a base hit his first time, hit the ball sharply through the right side. Batting average trying to get off the interstate for Santander. Still hitting under 200.
We've seen so far in this series, Santander is really good on pitches downstairs.
Check swing, and he held up. No appeal from Ohapi there.
It was off balance enough to be able to bring that bat across the plate. Now he's able to hold up.
2 balls, 1 strike. Went around that time. It was a nasty splitter.
I like when he uses a splitter against lefties, and it's a hard splitter. 93.
Like Soriano has weapons that he doesn't always put together when he's out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Santander. This one bounces up off of Ohapi and will move Guerrero to second base. A wild pitch. You look at that splitter to lefties, the slider to righties, 2 pitches that he could properly utilize even more than he does.
This is one of those overthrown sinkers again. Tough one, especially on a sinker when it hits that dirt like that, with that kind of spin to it to keep that in front. Now you've taken away that double play ball. Back to another splitter. That's a good one there. Again, you can see how much he likes that pitch down. He's even swinging at that one. That was well below the strike zone. If you felt comfortable with a 4-seam fastball, you could freeze him on the inner half. And then again, that's not one of his top pitches he would go to, but he has that in his arsenal. Like you said, Wayne, a lot of pitches he can go to.
3-2 here on Santander. Swing and a miss. Back foot slider. We haven't seen him do that much to lefties.
No, he usually, that's been exclusive to right-handed batters. Remember, he struck out Springer with a nasty slider back in the first inning. You can almost guarantee Springer swinging at the first pitch this time around. He doesn't want to deal with that slider. So this first pitch, got to be careful. Make your pitch here if you're Soriano against Springer.
1 out as Springer bats here with a runner on second base. And there's that first pitch breaking ball, the curve that time. That was only the 10th slider he's thrown to a left-handed batter this year, and just 6 last year.
It's become a pretty good weapon, especially against right-handed batters.
Balls and a strike on Springer. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. But even so, those 2 pitches, the splitter and the slider, he throws his splitter 9% of the time and his slider 8%. And the lefties, the splitter just 14% and the slider just 16 to righties. So he could use it probably more often. Good job by Ohapi there to keep that one in front.
Yeah, what it comes down to, so many people, they'll say his sinker's so good he could throw that all game long. Well, no, you can't. Because hitters track that sinker down. They're going to make contact with it. And he throws it hard enough that they get the barrel on it, it's going to be hit hard. And that's why it's important to be able to throw that knuckle curve, the slider, and a splitter.
2 balls, 1 strike on Springer. It's in on his hands, a fastball to make it 2-2.
That's nasty. You know, you're tracking away. You know, in the back of your mind as a hitter, he's got that slider, and then you run that sinker in. Nice smooth delivery, Didn't overthrow it. Coming back in there again.
Too high with 99 from Soriano.
He went four-seamer that time. Gotta believe the slider or knuckle curve coming.
Into the breaking ball, but left it way up, and he walks Springer. First walk of the game. So a couple of base runners here, and the Blue Jays have had men on base in each inning so far. Had them loaded with nobody out in the first inning. For Soriano, recorded 3 straight strikeouts.
And you go back to that first batter in Guerrero, that ground ball. You let that go. It's an easy one. Quick out for Soriano as you get that pitch count rolling up there now.
Varsho slips one to left center, a base hit. That will bring Guerrero home. It'll move Springer across to third. Varsho has a double. And the Blue Jays get on the board here in the third.
Just like that, that run scores, and they earn business now. You felt comfortable with a 4-0 lead early with Soriano on the mound, and now they have 2 men in scoring position. Fastball was up 99, stayed on it, provided the power. Just like that, Jays right back in this game.
I was letting that play go by. I'll tell you this, the Angels, anytime a mistake happens, it seems like they pay for it almost every time. Wash was talking about that earlier today with the bunts that they have seen over the last couple of weeks. He said, you know, it's one thing that these bunt hits are happening, but they've been perfect bunts every single time. He said they're not even playable plays really on these bunts that the Angels have seen. A couple yesterday and a couple in that Seattle series. So the Angels seem to pay for every little mistake, and Soriano making that attempt on the Guerrero ball turned into an infield hit. Now it's turned into a run.
2 guys in scoring position with the contact hitter up in Kirk. He punched him out last time on a slider.
Rare strikeout for Alejandro Kirk. Second and third, 1 out now. A little squibbing ground ball will drive in a run. Neto makes the play to first base. It's 4-2 as Springer scores.
Yeah, you've been looking for that shutdown inning, and just like that, contact made, another run scored. Still a man in scoring position.
Addison Barger, the third baseman batting here, he struck out his first time. So the Angel lead has been cut in half here in the third inning after it was 4-0 following the first 2. Barger takes a big cut up there. No balls and a strike.
Yeah, keeping that sinker around that anywhere between 94 and 97 creates that better downward action on it. Now you got to have a lot of trust in Logan O'Hoppe behind the plate now with an 0-2 count. Go with your splitter, with a back foot slider, go your knuckle curve. Got to have a lot of trust that Logan O'Hoppe keep it in front. Nice job there by O'Hoppe keeping that knuckle curve in front.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch count starting to add up here for Soriano as he's thrown 22 in the inning.
Elevated enough he can make contact with that. The right pitch, quite get it down where you want it to go with it.
Three balls, two strikes. Soriano trying to keep the lead at 4-2 with a man on third. He walks Barger. It's the second walk of the inning. A lot of traffic here as Soriano allows a tying run to reach base. And now Ernie Clement will be the batter.
Hit the ball hard his last at bat. Rocket up the middle. And that was a first pitch swing.
Lined it over Zach Neto's head, and now he'll bat here with Varsho at third base and Barger at first.
And he jumped on a sinker. That was 105 off the bat.
Just the command not as sharp here for Soriano. Falling behind some deep counts. Work hard here and get through this third inning with the lead. Tapped up the middle. Anderson behind second base will run it to the bag, and that ends the inning. A couple of runs. The Blue Jays cut the Angel lead in half. Mother's Day, Sunday, May 11th. The first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a clear belt bag with a decorative strap courtesy of SoCal Gas. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info. Logan O'Hoppe will lead things off here in the third. He swings through the first pitch from Bassett.
He got him upstairs last at bat. So the offense is going to have to get rocking again.
Hit in the air to right, easy for Santander. One out. Yohan Moncada will be the batter here. Somewhere Chet Lemon passed away today at age 70.
Well, he was a great player. Part of that incredible 1984 Detroit Tiger team. He was a really good, really nice person too. He's an outstanding player. Tough one to hear that one today.
Years with the White Sox too for Chet Lemon. 1 ball, no strikes on Moncada, only 70 years old. And the Tigers were just here at Angel Stadium over the past weekend, and Kerry Carpenter, who's from Florida, actually played for Chet Lemon's AAU team, the travel ball team down there in Florida. Chet Lemon's Juice is the name of the team that Kerry Carpenter played on. Chet had been a coach and instructor of future big leaguers and kids who are playing ball, travel ball level in Florida for the last number of years.
He's a great person to be around. Great competitor.
Kind of a lot of news flying around today. Derek Shelton was fired as the manager of the Pirates today too. Don Kelly, who had been the interim.
He's a Tiger too.
Yeah, he was. The interim manager named there. Donnie Kelly is from Pennsylvania, from kind of near Pittsburgh, so he's a hometown kid managing the Pirates now as Moncada strikes out on the curve. 2 outs as Paris bats. Here's Eric.
He had a good night last night. Loved the home run from Paris, but more so that 2-strike approach with the base hit in the 5th off Jose Barrios. Spoke with him earlier. He said that approach just sort of happened, just started to slow the game down, making sure he got a good pitch that he wanted to hit, not being overly aggressive and taking a deep breath at the plate. The mechanics were good, but Wash said he's just a young kid who's still learning, so you're going to see a lot of those ups and downs, which we have this season. You're going to see a lot of movement forward and backward, but the good thing about Kyron is that he's got the opportunity to give him a chance to let that happen and to have him go through it and help him.
I really like the way he shortened up on that swing on that 2-strike approach, Arky. You're exactly right. It almost looked like it got him.
Almost did, yeah. He thought he might have gotten hit.
Especially with his speed, that could be a double. But also with his power, it could be a run here.
2 balls and a strike now on Paris. So the Pirates made that move, and then a lot of baseball social media was trying to find out if the new Pope's a Cubs fan or a White Sox fan.
I know he's a Villanova Wildcat fan. We know that.
What a day. 2 balls and a strike on Paris. Now 3-1. First American Pope. He's from Chicago. His dad was a Cardinal fan. His mom was a Cubs fan. And then all the kids apparently are White Sox fans. So that's why Cubs and Cardinals fans should stay away from each other. 3 balls and a strike on Paris. Ground ball to third. And that does end the inning. 1-2-3.
Soriano coming in the game about 8% slider usage so far today. It's been an effective pitch for him. Got Springer, Kirk, who usually never strikes out, and then that back foot slider. Santander thrown 7 of them so far and 3 strikeouts with his slider tonight. We've seen this Jays team throughout this whole 3-game series. They hit a fastball pretty well. The off-speed pitches, secondary pitches, get him out in front. When they center on a fastball, they hit it hard.
This is Nathan Lucas leading off for Toronto as he takes ball 1. Lucas flying to left field his first time. Top of the order follows him. It's Bichette and Guerrero next. Soriano in his last start 6 scoreless innings in a game that the Angels ended up losing 9-1. We don't see that too much. That was when Kenley Jansen struggled in the 9th inning. There's a strike. The last 4 starts entering today, the Angels only had 5 total runs for Soriano. They put up 4 for him today. It's been the magic number. The Angels, when they score 4 or more, they are 12-5. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It was splitter.
Angels only have 3 wins in games where they have scored fewer than 4 runs. So it's important for this team to be hitting the way that it now has over the last few days. Reawakening of the offense against Toronto. Just missed the corner, 3-2. We'll see if it continues against a Baltimore team that has really struggled to get outs in the early part of the year.
Big batter here with that top of the order coming up. Dangerous top of the order.
Need a strike. 3-2. Here it comes to Nathan Lucas. Chopper to second. Tim Anderson waits, and that's 1 out.
That's that ground ball action. They had a lot of ground balls today for him. Well, he has the 5 punch outs though.
3rd ground ball out for Soriano. Does have 5 strikeouts, a couple of fly ball outs too. Tomorrow night, when the Orioles are here, it'll be Kyle Hendricks against Tomoyuki Shigano. And Saturday, Jack Kohanowitz against Kyle Gibson, who struggled in his first outing with the Orioles this year. Sunday, Tyler Anderson. Orioles haven't listed a starter yet, although Cade Povich is in line.
The bullpen has been struggling too this season.
So have the starters. Starters have been even worse than the bullpen. It has been just a miserable start for the Orioles.
So surprising with all that talent, young talent they have too.
Baltimore is 13-23 after getting swept by Minnesota this week. They are 10 games under 500 for the first time since before all the kids started coming up. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bichette. There's a fly ball hit well left center field. Ward is back for it. Has some room shy of the track. It's 390 out there. You got to really crush it.
Yes. Boy, off the bat, I mean, that's long gone in Rogers Center more than likely.
No question.
Hit that ball pretty hard.
Bichette flies out here, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. It has certainly been confounding for the Orioles. After Derek Shelton was fired today, you wonder if Brandon Hyde is in trouble. I mean, they've soared to new heights under Brandon Hyde over the last few years, and now it is completely dropped out from underneath them.
He's a really good manager. I've been around him a few times in that clubhouse. Well respected. But it's all about winning.
Yeah. Strike one to Guerrero. John Schneider knows that. He was plugged into that role as manager in the middle of the season. 2022, Charlie Montoya was let go. Schneider got the job and he led Toronto to the playoffs. And he got a new contract. It is all about winning. 1 strike on Guerrero. Little chopper foul. Dan Schulman, the great television voice of the Blue Jays, was asking Guerrero who were some of the favorites that he had when his dad was an Angel. He mentioned the likes of Jared Weaver and Eric Ibar, who we mentioned earlier. So those are the guys who were the nicest to him.
We're nice to him, aren't we?
2 balls and 2 strikes. So Vlad Jr. remembers his time around the Angels fondly when his dad was playing for them. So he was kind of like the team's errand boy.
Yes. Yes.
Now he can hire whoever he wants to do errands for.
No question.
$500 million. Man.
Didn't chase a whole lot. He was able to hold up on this one. He did so. That's how strong he is.
Vlad Jr. Still just 26 years old. Ball 4. Guerrero walks.
2 out walks you're concerned about too, especially with Santander coming up now.
Certainly a powerful guy.
So again, on base 3 times again today for Vlad Jr. On base 3 times last night.
1 to Santander. You always talk about Vlad Sr. as the best bad ball hitter maybe in baseball history. Santander is kind of the current version of that. He's hit more home runs on pitches outside the strike zone than anyone in the last couple of years. Rips this one right at Anderson.
Oh, that's some quick hands by Tim Anderson. That ball was crushed.
And the Blue Jays right now are without the future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer, who has over 3,400 career strikeouts. He pitched one of the best games of all time when he had a no-hitter against the Mets in October of 2015. Only allowed 1 base runner in that game. He is a 3-time Cy Young winner, and for this half inning, he's a broadcaster.
Oh,
he's a
love that. I saw him running the whole field today, getting his running in.
So now you have 3 all-star pitchers on this level now. You got you and Langston, and now Max Scherzer's here.
One's going to be in the Hall of Fame, though.
1 ball, 1 strike. He wanted to come up and join the Blue Jays TV broadcast tonight in this inning because he loves Chris Bassett. They have a really good relationship back to their time together in New York in 2022. Here's Adele shooting one to right field. It's pretty deep. Santander's back and he reaches up. And did he hang on to that? He did. What a catch by Santander.
Wow, he got back on that one pretty good.
Took extra bases away from Adele.
It's a good swing for Joe, too. Spins around, jumps up, and controls the baseball. I'm highlighted for the defense again. I'm not doing it anymore.
Well, no one to blame but you for this.
Yeah, I think so. Joe won't be talking to me tomorrow now.
1 out. Here's Anderson against Bassett. The strike is in there from Chris Bassett. But Bassett and Scherzer were basically attached to the hip when they spent that year together in New York, constantly talking pitching. And Bassett felt like Scherzer coming to Toronto was going to help him as a Blue Jay. He said he's learned so much from Scherzer day in and day out that it could only be a gain for him that Max was going to be joining him in Toronto. And the way Bassett had pitched this season entering today is probably right.
I mean, his preparation, the way he sets up hitters, that's invaluable information you get.
That's shot through the middle and a base hit. Anderson turned Bassett inside out.
On an 0-2 pitch. Now Scherzer will go down and say, by the way, you didn't want to throw that good of a pitch on 0-2. Stolen base threat, too.
One-out single puts Anderson on base for Neto, and our Kia player profile on Zach. A 13-game hitting streak right now.
He's got a lot of room to right center field.
Bassett making sure he looks at Neto. Neto saying, yes, you should look at me.
I remember Scherzer when they first started doing that as far as the pitch timer, he would do that on purpose. Maybe tried to learn that from him. That's part of the reason why they make sure the pitcher's making eye contact with the hitter. Scherzer was trying to just find a way to get a hitter out. Throw it off the time.
Well, that's what Scherzer was thinking as soon as the pitch clock came into play, as soon as all these different rules started. He was looking for some kind of edge. Always is. As Neto chops one foul, no balls and 2 strikes. Scherzer just eats and breathes and sleeps pitching. That's all he cares about. That's all he wants to talk about.
Another 0-2 count here. Went upstairs on the fastball to Anderson, paid for it.
First as Anderson dives back. Who were some of the teammates you had that you were attached to like that, talking pitching and constantly working on your game?
Dennis Leonard, he was right next to me. He was a multi-20-game winner in his career every single day. He got to the point I think he was trying to run away from me. I literally would talk to him. Every time I see him, I just call him my mentor. He meant so much in my career.
No balls, 2 strikes. I'd say, speaking from experience, it's impossible to run away from him.
It is a difficult task.
You're just always right there.
I'm a sidler.
No balls, 2 strikes on Neto.
I never forget what Dennis Leonard once told me, and I have told that even to the guys in the clubhouse this spring training when I was helping out with the pitchers. He said 30 minutes after the game, either you have 30 minutes to say, hey, I'm pretty good, or 30 minutes I was really bad. That's it. Then boom, you're done. Prepare the next game. And I saw him one game. He gave up like 10 runs at a game. Saw him that night. He's smiling. I go, how can you smile at that? He goes, did I not tell you 30 minutes after I've already cleared that out of my head? I'm ready to pitch next time out. And he threw a shutout the next time out. I go, I guess he is right.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Neto. Chopper to third. That's a fair ball. Barger throws it across low, but Guerrero has it.
More difficult play this time, and Guerrero made a nice scoop on that. He's former Gold Glove winner himself. That's one of those tough hops too. That short hop right there, scooped it, made it look easy. Shonewell has had a good game already, an opportunity to get a run here.
Shonewell with a double and a run scored in the first, singled in the second. He's hit the ball hard both times. Lefties have hurt Bassett so far this year. Ball 1 from Bassett, who had 70 walks last year. He was among the league leaders in pitches per inning. He said it was really important to him this year to tighten that up, to attack hitters more, and to be in the strike zone more. Well, so far this is his 8th start, and he only has 7 walks. He's been able to do that.
The way I'm looking in there, Max Scherzer can't sit still there. It's like, that's his friend. I'm just watching him moving all over the place.
He is something else.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
2 balls and no strikes. Scherzer's made so much money, he can do whatever he wants when his career's over. But I hope that they find a spot for him on some sort of big TV broadcast when it's over. I think he'd be really, really good at it. 3 balls and no strikes.
Very similar to Adam Wainwright, who does a great job too. It's almost as if he's pitching around Shonewell here. We've seen Shonewell swing 3-0. He might be swinging 3-0 here.
It was on the inside corner, so
that's a good take.
How much Shonowell could have done there. Average up to 261 with his 3 for his last 3 at the plate. He's on base 4 times yesterday and twice already today. Curveball on 3-1. I don't think Shonowell was expecting that.
No. Got that slow curve in there.
On 3-1, there's nothing sacred anymore.
He was content with if he didn't swing at it, he walked him and it didn't bother him at all. So again, I would think he's not worried about throwing a strike here on any of his pitches. It could go back to a curve, it could go back to his cutter. He's got the open base still.
Ground ball to Bichette. Has it. He makes the play to first to end the innings. The Angels leave a man in scoring position, but still lead 4-2. This Mother's Day, May 11th, treat mom like an all-star. The ultimate Mother's Day champagne brunch at Angel Stadium. Guests will enjoy a buffet, games, raffles, and more in the Rose Garden prior to the start of the game. For more info on the Mother's Day brunch at Angel Stadium, visit angels.com/Mother's Day. It is George Springer leading off the 5th inning. Swing and a miss.
Make sure he's throwing a secondary pitch each time that first pitch.
Going to make an appearance at the champagne brunch on Sunday.
You know, I might have to do that.
For all the moms in attendance, I'd like to say hi to you.
One of the best days. Anytime you can show that appreciation, how much work and how difficult it is, and how much fun mothers have. That smile on the face of that child there tells it all.
Can't beat fun at the old ballpark, especially when you're with mom. 2 balls and a strike on Springer with Varsho and Kirk to follow. It's ball 3. Soriano's command has not been quite as crisp tonight.
And it looks like with the pitch count he's got going, just to be able to try to get through this 5th inning and then go to the bullpen.
It's ball 4. So another walk, 4 of them from Soriano tonight. That is matching the season high that he had against Pittsburgh on April 22nd. There's another home start, although the last home start was fine. 6 innings against the Tigers. He only walked 1. No runs allowed. Soriano has put the leadoff man on here in the 5th inning and brings up Varsho at an RBI double his last time. Ball 1. Varsho, his dad was not quite as well known as Vladimir Guerrero Sr. and Dante Bichette. His dad was a big leaguer too, Gary Varsho. And a bouncer foul. And Gary Varsho named his son Dalton after Darren Dalton, the old Philly catcher.
I thought it would be Dalton after Roadhouse movie.
No. No, you'd be wrong.
You know, Brett Saberhagen's son's named Dalton after Dalton from Roadhouse movie.
1 ball, 1 strike on Varsho. Hit hard. Neto can't reach it. It's in there for a base hit. Springer flying around the bases, heads for 3rd. And the Blue Jays have him on the corners. Thought maybe if Neto would have stabbed that, they had a shot at a double play, but he couldn't quite grab it. It's hit very hard. 108 off the bat.
That's 2 good swings in a row for Varsho, just by Neto.
Both times Varsho going to the opposite field with authority. So now it's Kirk who grounded out into an RBI his last time. Angels bullpen is getting ready here in the 5th inning, probably a little earlier than they'd like to go down there. Soriano's already at 80 pitches. Strike 1 to Kirk. Hector Neris, who was sharp in his Angel debut the other night, earned a win, striking out the only 2 guys he faced.
You love that ground ball double play right now. Had 11 of them turned behind.
Smacked. It's caught by Shonowell, and it's a double play.
Whoa! Wow, that was a rocket. Wow on that play. That was an absolute missile.
Nothing Varsho could do there.
No. Like I said, double play ball.
Ordinarily, you concede the run on a double play. There, you didn't have to.
It was a slap shot.
Well, glove save and a beauty.
Yes.
2 outs, and Anderson Barger looks at ball 1. Rare to get that double play, and the guy stays at third. Line drive assisted it. Now line drive will drive him in. A base hit for Barger makes it 4-3.
Another elevated. That was a sinker that was upstairs.
And the leadoff walk comes home.
Just when you get that double play ball, you just look for that shutdown. But another fastball was upstairs, and another baseball hit extremely hard. They don't miss fastballs.
No.
They've hit every fastball so far in the series extremely well.
Well, it's been peculiar to see where they are offensively. They've been the worst road scoring team in baseball. I mentioned it earlier, they've hit the fewest home runs in the majors. They've allowed 30 more than they've hit. I feel like the offense will tick up at some point for Toronto. They've not played well on the road generally. They're 5-12, and they haven't played well outside the AL East.
That was pretty close to a swing on that one.
Blue Jays are just 6-13 in their games outside their own division, including losing the first 2 in this series. They've lost 7 out of 8 against the AL West. It's in there for a strike. And ball 2 strikes now, Clement.
So a couple walks to Springer results in a couple runs today. Might be his last batter, I would think, Wayne. Strong possibility. That's why you got to be able to finish off strong here for Soriano.
Number 9 batter Lucas on deck. He certainly won't see Bichette again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Soriano will leave with the lead if he can get one more out here. And
yeah, he went on
check
that
swing
one.
at strike 3. So that ends the inning and gives Soriano 5. But the Blue Jays have cut the lead down to 1. It's 4-3. Pretty cool Mike Trout mural here at Angels Stadium, made out of pictures of Mike Trout.
Things seem to be progressing well for Trout.
Taylor Ward leads off here in the bottom of the 5th inning as he hits one in the air to right. First pitch going after it against Bassett. It was pretty economical. You know, he threw a lot of pitches in that first inning, but 71 and 4 1/3. He has been able to at least settle in here. The Angels scored 4 in the first 2 innings. They only have 1 hit since the 2nd. Soler will be the batter here. Trout's been working out on the bike and trying to get himself back into a position where he can start running, and he should be on the field soon after. Strike 1 to Soler. Angels would like to have him as soon as they can, coming off the injured list. His IL stint is retroactive to May 1st, so he could, in theory, be back for when the Angels go on the road next week, although it's not much of a road. A couple of short distances.
Yeah, short jog.
They'll be in visiting ballparks, and they'll be playing 2 exceptional teams, the Padres and the Dodgers, next week. So they'd love to have Trout for those games. Those are important games, considering the Angels have already taken a hit here. They need to start winning some and getting back. They won the first 2 in this series.
Got him a couple sinkers down so far.
Reached out for that one and hit a one-hopper to third. Barger sends it across for the out. Soriano will win 5 innings tonight. He's likely finished after that performance.
When you look at the Angels starters over the last 9 games, they've been averaging almost 6 innings a start. That 4 walks, though, that's exactly right, Wayne. That was a difference today. 8 hits allowed.
Elongated his pitch count. Ryan Johnson is warming up now. It was Neris for a moment, but now Johnson's getting ready. I think the difference there is because they want to use a guy like Neris when there's trouble on the bases, and they'll bring Johnson into a clean inning.
I think for Ryan Johnson, he's even more effective when he goes out there in a clean inning where he's sneaky with that delivery he has. It's not as deceptive when he's pitching from the stretch with someone on base.
2 on Ohapi, who's 0 for 2 today. Dylan Cease left his start last night with a forearm cramp. He said he's fine now. He expects to face the Angels next week.
Well, not that it's good news for the Angels, but it's good news for baseball fans because he was dominant in that game.
He'll be due to pitch in that series at Petco Park. That ball's hit sharply and through a base hit.
Another hit on an 0-2 pitch by Bassett giving up. Moncada, although tough time so far against Bassett, he's homered in back-to-back games.
Moncada does have a couple of hits against Bassett in his career.
So that slow curveball has been pretty effective against him so far in this game.
After the first pitch here, and it's a bouncer that leads Bichette right to the second base bag to end the inning. Angels baseball on FanDuel Sports Network, brought to you by Jack in the Box. There's so much free food on the new Jack app, your wallet's gonna miss you. By UCI Health, compassionate expert care for everyone in the region. Learn more at UCIHealth.org. And by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga, conveniently located right off the I-15 in Temecula. Well, the Angel bullpen will enter here with a 1-run lead, and it's Ryan Johnson for the 6th.
That power cutter he has. Also fastball, splitter, sweeper.
His music gets me every time. Here's Nathan Lucas looking at a strike.
You love that music, don't you?
I don't even know what it is. It sounds like Evanescence, like I said the other day. Anya? Remember her?
No.
Enya? Yeah, Anya. How about Nunya? There's a base hit for Lucas. And the leadoff man is on. Erica knows what it is. Sort of worship revival music that Ryan Johnson uses out of Dallas Baptist University. That's all making sense now. And now he'll need to get somebody out because the leadoff man is on for the Blue Jays here in the 6th inning.
Another baseball hit hard.
Yeah. Bichette is at the plate, 1 for 3 with a base hit. In front of that a bit on the cutter. Ball, 1 strike on Bichette. Bo Bichette's dad, Dante Bichette, was a member of the Angels in the early 90s.
Some tremendous power.
The tremendous picture.
Yes.
That Elvis looking hairdo that he had too. 2 balls and 1 strike on Bo Bichette. Dante was drafted by the Angels in 1984. He came up for a little bit in 88, 89, but it was 1990 that he had his first full year in the majors with the Angels. And he got traded. He was dealt to Milwaukee for future Hall of Famer, or I guess now waiting for his induction this year, Dave Parker.
so glad that Dave Parker got put in the Hall of Fame. Deserved to be in there.
He's had some health issues too. And
Yes.
it's good that he's being inducted while he is still alive and able to be a part of the festivities. See kind of too much where someone will get inducted in the Hall of Fame after they've already passed away.
Such a great player, great arm, but he's incredibly funny too.
It's a fly ball to the right field line.
That was a gigantic human being at the plate there, by the way, facing him.
Yeah, I bet that was fun.
Oh yeah, extremely fun.
Dave Parker, that was his last major league season. The Angels traded a pretty young outfielder to get a guy who was in his last year. I don't think you'd see that trade now.
No.
It's something that happened more frequently then. I don't think you'd ever see a trade like that today. GMs have too much scrutiny now. 3-2 on Bo Bichette. And that's ball 4. So Johnson has come in and kind of picked up where Soriano left off. A lot of traffic on the bases. 2 on, nobody out. It's Guerrero coming up, and it's Barry Enright going to the mound. Angels will get their bullpen right back up with Brock Burke throwing, and we'll hear from Kia. There's Burke getting ready. No real natural spot to bring him in. Santander's a switch hitter. A little bit better from the left side than the right, so you could just bring him in right after Guerrero, and then it's Springer, a right-handed batter. Won't be an easy track here for an Angels bullpen that has scuffled. Last night after Detmers left the game, Jefferson was able to plug up the leak. And then Connor Brogdon and Burke pitched the last 2 innings to keep the Angels in the game. With a 1-run lead, there's a lot of action, it feels like, left here tonight. The pitch there to get a swing and a miss.
Good sweeper there. Throws that cutter a lot. Vlad hits the ball hard, but he hits the ball on the ground a lot. Let's hope that one of those ground balls is at somebody in the infield.
Hooper to left. Taylor Ward won't get there. It's a base hit. Guerrero didn't hit it hard, just floated it. And he loads the bases with nobody out. We'll see if Ron Washington wants to make a move here.
4 times on base for Vlad.
And it will be a new pitcher, Brock Burke. So Ryan Johnson comes in and allows all 3 batters that he faces to reach. Now the lead is in peril. Burke will face Santander with the bases loaded.
Tough spot in here. Bases loaded too, and you got the 3, 4, 5 batters coming up for the Jays.
The Blue Jays already squandered 1 bases loaded, nobody out opportunity earlier in the first inning. We'll see if the Angels can make it happen again here in the 6th. Santander will lead off, or at least lead off from Burke's standpoint. 1 for 3 with a base hit. Blue Jays were hitless with men in scoring position on Tuesday when this series started, but the last 2 games they've had 9 hits with runners in scoring position, 4 today. Only 1 other game in progress. Arizona leads the Dodgers tonight 5-0. Gabriel Moreno's hit a grand slam. The Diamondbacks are playing a divisional opponent for the first time this year. Here the Angels are trying to sweep the Blue Jays. And Santander with a line drive. That's a base hit. It will at least tie the game, and it will give Toronto the lead as both Lucas and Bichette come home. So the Angels bullpen as quickly as possible have given the lead up here in the 6th inning. But the Blue Jays reaching base 4 consecutive times and Santander driving in 2.
You got a pitch right out over the plate and was able to turn on it. That's some big hits in this series versus the Angels and throughout his career.
Here's Springer. It's ball 1 from Burke. So those 2 runs charged to Johnson. As the Blue Jays have rallied back here. It was 4-0 Angels after the 2nd inning. Chris Bassett settled in. Toronto's offense woke up. Now they have the lead, and Bassett is still out there. The Blue Jays don't have their bullpen up. They're probably a little short down there tonight in terms of their late inning options because Jeff Hoffman has worked the last 2 days, albeit ineffectively.
He's really settled in, really mixing that curveball in Bassett very effectively.
2 balls and a strike now from Burke to Springer. Well, the Angels bullpen that has not gotten the job done, to say the least. Not just tonight. The road to Kenley Jansen is bumpy. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Springer. And the road to Zephyr-John. If you want to say Zephyr-John's your 8th inning guy, even the road to that is tough. In the 6th and 7th innings, the Angels, whichever options they have used, have not really worked out. All 3.
The Angels have come back in both of these games against the Jays. You just got to keep this one close here now. Springer's already worked 2 walks already today.
And there's another. Still nobody out. Bases loaded again.
Often see as aggressive as George Springer is, walking 3 times in a game.
Soriano wasn't crisp tonight. Left with a lead, though. 3 runs allowed in 5 innings, and that lead has quickly disappeared. Now Burke will try to just keep it close because the bases are still loaded, or loaded again, and there's still no outs. The Angels pitchers have thrown 20 pitches already in this inning without recording an out.
Can't get him to go bite any of those secondary pitches. They're sitting on fastballs now.
Ball hit well left center field. Paris got a good break on it going back to make the catch. All the runners tagging up, and they'll all advance a base. Toronto adds to the lead. 6-4 RBI for Varsho, his 2nd tonight.
And that's good base running by Springer. Paris threw that ball into the shortstop there. Sometimes you want to make sure you get that right in there towards second base if you can.
It necessarily mattered in this case, so everybody got a good jump off their bases in advance, but something to think about for future use as the Blue Jays have scored 3 now in the inning, and the Angels bring their infield in with Kirk coming up. They're going to walk Kirk, and I think the reason is twofold. 1 is to set up a double play, and 2 is to have a lefty-lefty with Burke facing Barger. Blue Jays bench is a little thin without Jimenez, or at least thinking that Jimenez is unavailable tonight. So they don't have many moves to make on the infield, so Burke has to face Barger here. Ground ball, Shotwell has it, throws it home. Ohapi sends it right back, and it is dropped by Shotwell, coming home to try to score. Anderson's throw is late, and Springer is in. That throw sent Shotwell's arm right into the runner, and Shotwell could not hold the baseball, what should have been an inning-ending double play. 7-4 Blue Jays. Angels might want to review to see if the runner was in the baseline.
Quick throw.
Hoppy's throw went right into the runner.
Good base running again by Springer, really.
There's some room there for Hoppy to make that throw outside the baseline. Shotwell was in the right spot to take the throw. And Hoppy's throw just ran right up the line.
Just like that, now down by 3 runs here in this inning.
Inning should have ended there. An error charged to Hoppy, and now base hit to left. Kirk is being held at third base as Taylor Ward gets it in. So Clement has another hit.
Started this all off. Luke's with a base hit in this inning. That's all over the strike zone there.
Mono strikes. Now 2-0.
Yeah, Lucas hit that ball real hard to right field.
It was Anderson who just was in the way of it. And Lucas grounded out his last time. And Lucas started this inning with that base hit, and now the Blue Jays have just pushed the line right through. They have put up 4 runs in this inning on 4 hits. There have been 3 walks, although 1 intentional, and now an error. Bases loaded once again. 2 balls and a strike. Little bloopers, shallow left. Moncada trying to get there, and he can't reach it, but it's a foul ball.
Ooh, that was so close.
Good effort by Moncada. Angels bullpen ERA, or Angels ERA rather, in the 6th inning this year is 5.40. In the 7th inning, it's 6.43. In the 8th inning, it's 6.69. In the 9th inning, it's 7.77. The numbers are gargantuan. In the last 3 innings, 6.85. Well, this is happening in the 6th inning tonight. And that ends the inning, but it's a 4 spot for the Blue Jays as they lead at 7-4. Saturday night home game, and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details.
Bassett was sitting in that dugout for a while. Now he's waiting for Kirk to get back out there. He's waving like, hey, come on out here, man. I'm ready to go.
Well, Kirk, even though Bassett wasn't doing anything, Kirk was busy in that inning. He was running the bases.
Yes. He's doing his part to help out his pitcher.
Kirk is out there now, and Chris Bassett, who struggled in the first 2 innings tonight, gave up a couple of home runs. Well, since the 2nd, he's only allowed 2 hits and no runs. The Angels will have to play catch up, as they have throughout this series so far. The Angels had that big 8th inning. They were down 3-2 on Tuesday night, and then last night scoring 3 in the 9th inning. They have a few innings to catch up here, down 3. But they were ahead 4-0 in this game. As Paris takes ball 1.
Yeah, you felt real good about that 4-0 lead early with Soriano on the mound.
Angels have not swept a series in this ballpark since last June when they swept the A's. The last sweep overall was last July in Seattle.
Try to go right back to that approach they had in the 8th inning 2 days ago, especially the 9th inning. This base hits up the middle. He's got to get some traffic going.
Shorten the approach and get some runners on.
Yep.
Big swing from Paris. We did see him shorten up yesterday with 2 strikes. See if he does it here.
Good to see them respond right away to be able to get some base runners here against Bassett. 7-3 in his career versus the Angels.
Fly ball to right center field. And square it up, and it's caught by Varsho for the first out.
Pretty good pitching right there. He tied him up upstairs after a fastball down.
Bassett's had some good years against the Angels, rather, some success in his career. His teams have won 9 of his last 10 starts against the Angels. A 7-3 lifetime, including a 5-1 record here at the Big A. Joe Adell with a home run his first time tonight. He has been one of the players around Major League Baseball that has enjoyed using the torpedo bat. He was using it earlier when he hit his home run. He's hit a couple with that torpedo bat. Remember, he had the first shipment. They've broken 2 swings. Well, he had hits with both of them.
We hit a home run on that curveball, but that one's perfect spot.
Off the glove of Bassett, might be a tough play. The bare hand, the throw. Unbelievable play by Ernie Clement.
That is incredible. Ends up being a 1-4-3. It's over at third base in that one tough play with Kirk's throw to third base, but how quickly he gets to this baseball in the bare hand. Not only did he get to that baseball, but a strong, accurate throw. I don't even know how he caught that ball.
I don't either. I mean, it redirected, so it had some different spin on it. And to catch it with the bare hand after that is obscene.
And an off-balance perfect throw.
Fly ball to right from Anderson. We'll see if it stays in play. Santander is chasing, and he goes into the crowd. Well, he did not catch the baseball, but he did land in the front row. Hope he's okay as he's grabbing at his shoulder. Says he is.
He's going to take a seat, maybe take a selfies there while he's at it.
The guy with his phone out right there. That's a pretty good view of the Major League player.
That was real close, being like it was going in the stands so the fan can reach at it.
And the fan was there right over the top of that side rail. And it was Air Santander.
Yes, it was. It's a pretty big guy jumping into the stands there.
Boy, his cleat didn't poke at anyone. He was able to avoid not only injuring himself, but everybody else that could have been affected by that play. This young lady probably didn't expect one of the players to jump into the front row right next to her.
That wasn't on the old bingo card.
You see that sometimes in basketball where players will go flying into the first row. You don't see that too much in this sport. Anderson couldn't hold his swing. That ends the inning. 1-2-3. It's the first for Bassett since the third. Leave the Big A looking stylish tomorrow. The first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a quilted quarter zip courtesy of Memorial Care. Your Halos will take on the Orioles, and you can visit angels.com/promotions. The only thing that would help that guy look even more stylish is the Angels quilted quarter zip, I believe.
I think so too. He's thinking, yeah, I'm going to come to the game tomorrow night. I'm locked in.
It's the 7th inning, and Bo Bichette leads off against Jose Fermin, who tosses in a strike. We saw Fermin the other night work a 1-2-3 inning. finished that game on Tuesday that the Angels won. Into the writer's box.
Yes.
2 doors down. Does Canadian writers catch the ball?
Knocked it down.
There you go. See, they've been watching hockey all their lives. They know how to knock it down. The ball's 2 strikes on Bichette, now 1-2.
Got 3 innings to come back. Very important now to put up a 0 for me. And fastball, you know how good that could be. Same thing with his slider, but he could touch 97, 98.
Blue Jays have been on base all night. They've left 11 men on and they've scored 7. There's a grounder foul. Toronto has had every single one of their batters reach base at least once, and the top 5 hitters in their lineup have reached base at least twice. Guerrero 4 times. Balls, 2 strikes still on Bichette, who's been on base twice with a single and a walk.
Nice play by a fan. It's down from us. Ball was hit hard too, back into the stands.
There's all the base runners for the Blue Jays tonight.
And Springer there, that 3 walks there, 3 runs scored. It's great base running you have, but also consistent swings. Another souvenir flying in there.
That is on the inside corner, strike 3. Bichette didn't like it.
That was definitely a strike, though.
He's really hollering at the home plate umpire, but he was called out, 1 away.
He's in the upper quadrant of the strike zone. Clearly, you can see it's a strike. The backup slider.
Tom Hanahan calling the balls and strikes today. 1 out, and see if the Angels can get Guerrero out.
Good thing he caught that bat. A lot of times when you slam that bat down, that's an automatic ejection.
You can juggle it to yourself, though.
Yes, yes. They say it slipped.
A 99 on that last pitch from Fermin. Good arm. He's a big guy.
Huge game tonight for Guerrero in an entire series, getting on base a ton.
'98 on the corner, a good pitch. John Schneider, the Blue Jays manager, had something to say, or I don't know if it was contentious, but needed the umpire's attention for something. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss.
97 painted on the outside corner at the knees.
It's a movement too. Guerrero's tough to retire, and Fermin struck him out.
First time he's been retired tonight.
2 outs. Something's going on over there in the Blue Jay dugout. Near the Blue Jay dugout. Not sure what. One of the security guards or EMTs went over into the dugout there. I'm still trying to get the umpire's attention. He's looking over there. everything is fine. I don't know what the disturbance was down there, but I guess it's cleared up. So 2 outs, and the batter is Santander, who has 2 more RBIs today. He's driven in a run in every game in this series. Been tough on the Angels over the years. Going back to his time with Baltimore. Ball 1 strike. Santander.
He will keep swinging at that pitch downstairs. He hits those mistake pitches, like you said, Wayne, really well. And that slider had some bite to it, well below the strike zone, but still he's trying to catch one of those out in front.
Ball 1 strike. It's fouled back, and it's 1-2. A few years ago, when Santander really had his first big breakout year with Baltimore, he homered from each side of the plate 4 different times that season, which tied the major league record in the same game, homering 4 different times from each side of the plate. He hits this one out to right field pretty deep. Adele is back out near the wall and has just enough room to make the catch and end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Fermin. It's the first one for the Angels tonight. See Bassett in his last 10 starts against the Angels. He's been really good, and he didn't have a very good start tonight at the beginning of the game, but since the second inning came to an end, Bassett has been excellent tonight. He's put together a quality start now with 3 earned runs allowed, 4 total in 6 innings. If the Angels can spoil that here in the 7th at the top of their order, it's the 4th time around now against Bassett. You don't worry about a guy like him as much 3 or 4 times through the order because he has so many different looks that he can give a hitter.
First time he's done that so far this season, though.
Actually pitched a complete game against the Angels in 2021. He's only had 2 complete games in his career. One of them was against the Halos.
Certainly not overpowering with his sinker, but he hits that bottom part of the strike zone exceptionally well with that.
Nearing 100 pitches, so his night will be over soon, but he's out here in the 7th. And he's behind Neto, 2 balls and a strike.
The Angels, when they've come back in these games against the Jays, getting that leadoff man is so important.
There's Yariel Rodriguez, who we saw for an inning in the 3rd yesterday. Bassett's season high in pitches is 106. Actually did that in his first start of the year. He came right out of the gate with 106 pitches against the Orioles.
After that gift run, it's really shut it down in that second inning.
2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd. The 1 gift was from Bichette, who made an error with 2 outs. And Bassett has settled in, and he has been able to put himself in line for a victory. Neto lines one through, base hit, leadoff man's on.
That's that start. And it's that doubt is created for the Jays.
Second hit for Neto tonight. Now Shonowell. 13-game inning streak for Zach Neto. Saw earlier where Kyle Schwarber extended his on-base streak to 43 consecutive games. That dates back to the end of last season too for Schwarber. It's a long streak that he's put together. It is only half of the major league record, though. Ted Williams got on base in 84 straight games in 1949. It's over half the season.
Orlando Cabrera had a long on-base streak for the Halos a few years ago. A long, long one.
63 for Orlando Cabrera that year. Was the 6th highest all time.
He painted that outside corner.
So Neto's streak, while notable, is still modest.
Yes.
13-game hitting
Yes.
streak. Two balls and 1 strike on Shonowell. That's ball 3 from Bassett. The Angels have had some late rallies in this series.
It's got to be a guy with a great eye at the plate. Let me throw him a 3-1 curveball the last at bat. Don't think he's going to try that one now, especially if it's out of the strike zone. He takes it. You got first and second, no outs.
Pitch was in the zone, but fouled off. 3-2. Angels have 8 hits off of Bassett tonight in 6+ innings.
A lot of room down that third baseline too, especially if he tries that sinker down and away.
Full count on Nolan Shawnoel. And it's ball 4, so the Angels have their first 2 men on base here. The tying run will come to the plate, Taylor Ward.
Can't imagine him getting this opportunity to face Ward again.
Ward hit a home run in the first inning off Bassett.
Right away to the bullpen.
John Schneider will not allow Taylor Ward to take Bassett deep this time. Blue Jays go back to their bullpen. They've had their own issues holding down the Angels in this series. Yariel Rodriguez, he was a starter for them last year. Now he's been moved to the bullpen. We saw him last night. Gave up a base hit, no runs in an inning and a third in the game yesterday. He asked to come back out tonight and try to shut down the Angels for a second straight day. Taylor Ward, representing the tying run at the plate, hit a home run earlier. Arco, top-tier play.
Boy, a little slider downstairs, and he lifted that one up and out. Third home run at the Big A this season. Taylor Ward.
Ward with 8 home runs now on the year after that first inning shot. He's one off the team lead behind Trout and Ohapi, who each hit 9. Rodriguez threw 17 pitches to get 4 outs yesterday. He's back out there to face Ward here in the 7th. Fastball upstairs at 96.
He's got a good running fastball. He can touch it up there at 98 miles an hour. Throws a little sinker or two along with the 4-seamer, curveball, slider, and splitter is his pitch.
28 years old from Cuba. Ahead of Ward 0-2. He spent some time in Japan as well. He was very good in the Japanese league a few years ago at a 1.15 ERA.
Now with 2 strikes, he just shorten up, try to punch that ball the other way.
He's got that good slider. We'll see if he brings it out here on 0-2 to Ward. Back to the fastball, and it was taken for ball 1.
Well, he's seen that he was late on his fastball, so he went right back to it. Now you might see that slider. That's a chance you could punch it to right field.
Soler and Ohapi to follow against Rodriguez. Check swing. He went around, strike 3.
See if he went on this one here. I'll tell you what, that hasn't been called all night long on a check swing. I don't think he went on that one. And believe me, I always think the hitter went.
Taylor Ward now 5 for 32 with runners in scoring position this year. Here is Soler on the big hit last night. Off the end of the bat, he pops it shallow right center. It might drop. It is dropping, and it's a base hit.
That's it. Sometimes that sound off the bat of a strong hitter like that will freeze everyone in the outfield. Exactly what happened. It's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Looks like a line drive.
Here is Logan Ohapi. He's had a couple of grand slams already in his career, 1 this season. He bats with the bases loaded here. And the Angels down by 3. Strike 1 on the slider. Hoppy has a base hit tonight. He's 1 for 3.
Take that slide on that same plane right there.
Late that time.
That's a good take.
Center field. Varsho has some room. Will bring home a run as Neto comes in from third base. Shonowell advances to third. Soler holds up at first. So it's a sac fly for Logan. It is 7-5. So Hoppy gets an RBI.
That was that little hanging slider. That's the exact spot. Just towards the end of the bat. Kept it in the ballpark.
Angels get one back, now trailed by just 2, and they have Moncada coming up here, who has homered in each of the last 2 games.
He's got just a ton of room down that right field line.
A little nod to Rodriguez, both Cuban-born. Moncada faces a countryman here in the bottom of the 7th with his team down by 2.
Splitter there, 91-mile-an-hour splitter. Splitter a lot more to lefties than he does his slider.
That splitter fouled back and got a little bite out of Tom Hanahan, the home plate umpire.
See how much that just tumbles right towards the plate.
Body blow. Trying to hold up. Moncada did not. Strike 2.
That time he threw him a slider. Like he went. Definitely went on that one.
Angels started the inning with 2 on, nobody out. 1 has scored. Still another man at third, plus the tying run Soler at first. Moncada strikes out, wiped out on that splitter to end the inning. Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator. Last couple of postgame shows have featured late inning scoring for the Angels in back-to-back wins. We'll see if they can muster up another comeback tonight, down 7-5. As this 8th inning begins, a new pitcher for the Halos, the veteran Connor Brogdon. And this kid's going to take a quick nap before the bottom of the 8th. See if the Angels can fight back a little bit more after they scored 1 in the 7th. So Brogdon's Angels debut yesterday. He faces Springer, who's walked 3 times today, and he scored all 3 of those times. Springer's patience has turned into a lot of offense tonight.
I mean, usually you think of him being so aggressive early in accounts, including yesterday. The home run, first pitch.
Walked 21 times this year and 60 each of the last 2. He's not impatient necessarily, but he is looking to swing aggressively early in counts a lot of the time.
Definitely an underrated base runner, though. He gets great jumps, reads pitchers well.
Very nice career. He had another walk, and he's going to have to stay put 3-2. 4-time All-Star, certainly a part of those really good Houston teams the end of the last decade. A lot of leadoff home runs in his career. He's had 265 home runs now, Springer. Hard to believe it's his 5th year already with Toronto. Remember, he signed that 6-year deal. Well, next year's the last year of it. Seemed like he just signed it yesterday.
Yeah, and that is amazing. Well, it's a really good start too this season for the Jays. In the game in 925 OPS.
He's been their best player in terms of OPS. Still pretty strong at 35 years old. He'll turn 36 this year. And that's strike 3.
That's pain on the outside corner at the knees. That definitely was a strike.
1 out. Jack in the Box will fill us in.
My Nashville hot popcorn chicken. So much deliciousness starting at $6.99.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Dalton Varsho has a couple of RBIs and 2 hits tonight. Gets so much play for his defense, you forget that I think he's a capable hitter as well.
He's got pretty good power.
Interesting trade that the Diamondbacks made with the Blue Jays. Arizona got back both Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Gabriel Moreno for Varsho.
Moreno hit that grand slam today.
He's not hit much so far this year as his first homer, but he is a very good defensive catcher, and he's supposed to be a guy who can hit too. Remember, he had some home runs in the playoffs a couple of years ago. The Diamondbacks went to the World Series. 2 balls and a strike on Varsho. Gurriel did too. At the time, especially in 2023 when Arizona was going to the World Series, that trade looked one-sided almost. But Varsho is such a great defender. And he's only getting better, it seems like, in center field. His offense is plentiful, at least enough.
And he can run a little bit too. He can steal some bags.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Dalton Varsho. Just missed ball 3. It's Kirk on deck. Angels wearing their City Connect uniforms for a 2nd straight night. Big win yesterday. Above 500 all time in those. As Varsho tags one to right. Adele will watch it go, and that ball is gone. So Varsho adds to the Blue Jay lead. It's 8-5, and another run off the Angels relief staff.
Just you get that 1 run back right away. Varsho showing that power. It's his 3rd home run. He's been out to start the season.
Shoulder
surgery. Big game.
Yeah, shoulder surgery in the offseason.
With a single double and a home run, a sac fly too.
Look at that jacket. One out, and now Kirk will be the batter. 8-5 the score. Kirk looks at a strike. The Blue Jays in their traditional gray uniform. Look at that jersey, and you quickly remember those World Series back-to-back years for the Blue Jays in '92 and '93.
They were really deep, those teams too.
He just kept adding Hall of Famers.
Yes.
It seemed like. Well, here comes Molitor all of a sudden. There's
Whitfield. Yeah, why not?
There's Ricky.
Yeah. And Joe Carter.
Roberto
walks it
Alomar.
off.
I mean, it was ridiculous. Liner to left. Taylor Ward puts that one away. John Olerud was tremendous for the Blue Jays in 1993. That's when they had Ricky Henderson, Paul Molitor, and Roy Halladay came on later.
Ed Sprague at 3rd base too, right?
Yeah,
He was really good.
there's Joe Carter hit the home run to win it all. They had a Dave Stewart that year too, and they had Jack Morris.
Yes.
I mean, they just kept bringing on either All-Stars or Cy Young candidates or Hall of Famers. I mean, they just kept running them through Toronto those couple of years. The Blue Jays won back-to-back World Series. And a young Al Leiter eating up a lot of innings that year too. And you got Todd Stottlemyre.
Great competitor.
Winfield was on the 92 team. Essentially, Molitor replaced Winfield. It was just a Hall of Fame train. Liner to left as Warren backs up again, makes that play to win the inning.
Going back to Hyundai, key for the game today. Wants and needs some base runners and some runs in another comeback. The 8th inning and 9th inning have been big time against the Jays for the Angels in this series so far. See if Paris can get it started here. So wants some base runners and needs some runs.
Balls and a strike on Paris. Perfect bat was right on that. They need both.
Yes. So not asking for a lot, just both.
A lot of base runners for the Blue Jays tonight. 8 runs, 13 hits. Was a lot of walks. Angel pitchers have walked 7 in this game. All goes in the pot for 20 Toronto base runners. Paris leading off here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, Yariel Rodriguez has been busy these last 2 nights, pitching multiple innings in both games. Don't see that too much. 17 pitches, got 4 outs yesterday, and he's thrown 15 pitches already, 3 outs under his belt tonight. Much more effective as a reliever, at least against the Angels, than he was as a starter last year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Paris tried to hold up and did. Harris, then Adele and Anderson.
Trying to get some base running to get to that top of the order again. Joe Adele with a blast himself tonight.
Paris strikes out. Joe Adele crushed one earlier after missing a curve from Bassett. He missed the next one.
Now going to stay very similar in that same spot, but that time he's had his timing together.
Pops this one up. And Santander has already landed in the front row once today, slid, and now needs some help getting up from his teammates.
Wait a minute, am I going to that same area again?
What an effort he made earlier on a ball down that right field line. And moving around here as well, trying to stay out of the laps this time. The same people too.
Slide in and the baseball deflected off the wall and hit him in the body. Whoa. Wayne, that was all over that one.
Oh, baby. That was a hot one.
Yes.
I got it.
Great catch, Wayne. Yeah.
That was a burner.
That was an absolute rocket right in at you. Yeah, I knew you had it. Wayne, where'd you go?
Picked it up.
There it is.
There it is. I got it right here. Big mark on the ball. Our production truck doesn't understand why we were leaning and ducking out of the way. It was 100 miles an hour off his bat. What are we, crazy? 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was in a little bit too quick.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Do the matrix. Get out of the way.
Trying. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes on Adele. Rodriguez 22 pitches after his 17 yesterday.
Decent swings here for Joe against him.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah, including the one right there. You signed that baseball, aren't you?
One tried to maim me. That is in there at the knees. Strike 3. Rodriguez has struck out 3 in a row, and now Tim Anderson will bat after we hear from Echo USA.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
Anderson takes ball 1. Bottom of the part of the order here against Yariel Rodriguez. And imagine if the Blue Jays need a save in the 9th inning. We'll see Chad Green, and we'll see Hoffman again. Maybe Jimmy Garcia.
Tom Hanahan's been good behind the plate today too. Followed up on Edwin Scoso, how good he was behind the plate. So both these umpires last couple days, home plate umpires, were pretty consistent.
There's Fluharty up in the bullpen now, lefty. Maybe getting ready for Shonowell. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anderson fights one off, foul. The Angels have hit 7 home runs in this series. Hit 2 in each game, 3 in the opener. And they had a big lead early tonight, at least a comfortable lead. 4-0 after 2 innings. But Toronto rattled off 7 unanswered runs. And just missed. I think it had the top part of the zone, but it's ball 2.
Talk a lot about that high strike not being called. That's exactly what that was.
Yep. We've seen that a lot.
It was almost the exact same spot. You had to go after that one. He fouled it off. Tim Anderson. 1 for 3 so far in the game.
Don't trust the umpire twice in a row.
No.
Easy inning for Yariel Rodriguez. He strikes out the side. Angels are home through the weekend with the Orioles in town next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the Angels will go to San Diego for a 3-game series at Petco Park.
He is stylish.
Oh, no doubt. And 3 at Dodger Stadium as there's another hit for the Blue Jays. 14 of them tonight. Clement is on to start the 9th inning. He has 3 hits.
He's hit the ball hard almost every time too. An aggressive first pitch swinging. And also just under 103 off the bat.
Only Kirk and Lucas in their lineup have not been on base twice. Everybody else has been on. 7 of them have been on base at least twice. And Kirk and Lucas have been on base once. Here's Lucas here, who has a base hit and a run scored. 8-5, Toronto with the lead. There goes the runner at first. Throw down by Ohapi is pretty good, and it is in there for the out. Clement might have slid off the base.
He had a pretty good jump.
One out.
Quick tag. Got his hand in there. Looked like, and then off the base. Actually took that leg right off the base.
It came off, and then Neto
Sure
got the tag in.
Yes. I was thinking of almost Ken Herbeck and Ron Gant in the World Series that one year a few years ago. Just took him right off first base.
Just a few years.
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah.
1991, that World Series.
That was like a couple days ago.
2 balls and a strike on Lucas.
Just a couple days.
I understand. All the other games in the majors were finals today. How about the Tigers sweeping a doubleheader today, 10-2 and 11-1. There's Paris back for a ball off the bat of Lucas and making the catch all the way on the warning track. The Rockies are 6-31. They might catch the White Sox record last year.
And what, the Tigers are swinging the bats. They have good young arms in their staff. Their bats are really locked in this season.
They have the best run differential in all of baseball now, the Tigers. The Royals are red hot. They've won 15 of their last 17. And they swept the White Sox. They shut them out today 10-0.
Make an argument Bobby Witt's as good as anybody in the game, period.
And he certainly can. He has been incredibly good lately.
He had 4 hits again today.
Something like 26 for his last 43 against the White Sox.
That's not bad. There's a rumor. That's not bad.
That would be about a 591 average and a 44 at-bat span. Phillies won an extra innings tonight. They've been playing well. They beat the Rays 7-6. Phillies are starting to sneak up on the Mets now in the National League East. They're 7 games over 500. Bryson Stott had a good night.
Yeah, Bobby Witt in 325 this season for the Royals.
Atlanta walked off the Reds 5-4 in 11 innings as Bichette pops one up. Good effort by Shonowell, but no play. Drake Baldwin had his first major league walk-off hit in that 11th. Braves also scored 2 in the 9th to send that game to extra innings. Taylor Rogers was the losing pitcher.
Under 500 now, Cincinnati.
It was
Hunter Green, groin issue yesterday.
Yeah. So he'll be okay.
Yeah, he's been great for them.
Scott Blewett who got the win for Atlanta, but it was the Reds who blew it.
I was going to say, is that a good name for a bullpen arm?
I don't think so. That's right up there with Grant Balfour.
He can glare at a hitter every once in a while.
Bichette is out. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 8-5 Toronto. Who was a closer for the Blue Jays last year. He's been a setup man this season. He has been pretty effective throughout his major league career.
He's always had that. He has really good slider too. Throws it a lot. 18th game already.
Toronto making some changes defensively. They've put Miles Straw in the game to play left field. They moved Nathan Lucas to right field. So that takes Santander out of the game.
Got to cover too much ground in that foul territory.
So here we go in the bottom of the 9th, top of the order. It's Neto against Green. And the first pitch, a foul out of play.
We're seeing fastball. We'll get up to about 97, 94, 97. I mentioned that slider he throws a changeup. He's got a pretty solid changeup, good arm action on it.
Surprised to see Neto go after the first pitch there, down 3. Neto's had 2 more hits and 2 more runs scored tonight. He has been an effective force in that #1 spot in the order for sure. He hasn't walked a ton, but he is on base a lot. Even so, he's only walked 3 times, but he's getting so many hits that his on base percentage is still pretty high.
Over 300 now. His batting average 304.
On base percentage around 350, a little more than that. So he's been getting on base.
Last time up, he had an 0-2 base hit. He's 0-2 now.
Shonowell, Ward will follow, then Soler here in the bottom of the 9th. It's 8-5 Blue Jays. Neto expanded the zone there for strike 3. Angels and Orioles tomorrow night, 6:30. Kyle Hendricks back on the mound against Tomoyuki Shigano, who's really been one of the Orioles' better starting pitchers. They've had a really tough time getting anybody out. Shigano has been okay for Baltimore, and Hendricks was very okay in his last start. He was excellent.
He's got a real good split.
Green pours that fastball in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels will be home for the next 3, and then 3 in San Diego, 3 at Dodger Stadium. They'll be nice and local for a lot of that next road trip.
And the fastballs from Green so far.
Of a sneaky 10-game road trip because it's around the area.
Yeah.
You don't look at it like a 10-game road trip, but it is.
No.
3 in San Diego, 3 at Dodger Stadium, and then 4 in Sacramento. What did we do wrong? 1 ball and 2 strikes on Shanawa.
Get that bus running.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bus will be busy, swinging us around Southern California for sure.
That's paint.
That is 6 straight strikeouts from Blue Jays pitchers. Rodriguez struck out the last 4 that he faced, and now Green's fanned the first 2.
And he backdoored this breaking ball, and it's right on that lower part of the strike zone. Especially after all those fastballs, definitely a strike. That unhittable spot down and away.
Angels struck out a lot last night. Struck out 14 times, but they also walked 6 times yesterday. As Taylor Ward lifts a fly ball to left center tonight, 1 walk, 13 strikeouts, and an 8-5 loss.
That's a tough one here tonight, Wayne, especially with the early 4-0 lead.
Dalton Varsho had a good night, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. He's our Toyota player of the game.
A sac fly, too. He had a big-time game. We always talk about his defense, but his offense was the key for the Jays today. That mentioned that 4-0 lead early on. You felt that was really a good one with Soriano on the mound. It's not quite as crisp with his control tonight.
The bullpen let the lead out once they took over. Bassett came back and looked good, and the Blue Jays avoid being swept here at Angel Stadium. We'll be back to wrap it up.